General Sir, thank you for coming. I know this really makes it special for both Bill and Jim. Colonel Martha and Karen, Miss Becky Cedarholm, fellow colonels, fellow commanders, sergeant majors, thank you all for coming, friends and family. It really makes it special for both families. For Bill and Sherry, you all have done an amazing job, and I really appreciate everything you did for the Marines and all that you accomplished with 273. I know that command was rewarding, but it was really the result of all your hard work, your dedicated leadership from the both of you. Lieutenant Colonel Kohmuench has really developed and led an exceptional tactical organization as demonstrated by their successful deployment to Afghanistan. 273 operated across all of Helmand Province in a very complex and dangerous AO. It was complex because of the strategic political environment he had to operate in. It was complex because of the diverse span of operations. And it was complex because of the extremely different culture of the Afghan people. Stating that it was dangerous really goes without saying. I mean, they built up and operated FOBs in austere, isolated locations. They conducted convoys through unfriendly areas. They did aviation ground support with the ease and expertise of a very seasoned team. I think one event really sums up MWSS 273, and that occurred at Camp Bastion when a group of insurgents attacked the AV-8 squadron on the flank line. 273 responded, and they fought the fires, and they fought the enemy at the same time. And I'm sure the enemy had wished they had not inflamed the wrath of the sweat hogs. You know, that is the epitome of a Marine. That is the epitome of Marine aviation, and that is MWSS 273. As you all know, Lieutenant Colonel Kohmuench served all but 1 month in MAG 31 under the command of Colonel Mike Cedarholm. And he has asked me to say a few words to both Bill and Sherry, 273, and to everyone here. I did it hopefully in big enough font that I can do this without glasses, so we'll see how that works out. 273 has established themselves as the best MWSS in the Marine Corps. It is no coincidence that under Lieutenant Colonel Kohmuench, they were the first MWSS to integrate into a MAG. No coincidence that they have been on the cutting edge of air-ground logistics in the Marine Corps. No coincidence that they were the recipients of the MCAA and API's MWSS of the Year, MCEA Utilities Marine of the Year, and MCEA MWSS Engineer Company of the Year. I attribute that all to Bill's leadership. People see him as a visionary. People see he is hardworking, but what people don't see is how passionate he is behind the scenes, advocating for his unit and his Marines. He has put himself and his career on the line many times with me in advocating for his Marines. And he proved right every single time. His wife, Sherry, has been an absolute model of grace and compassion as she served the families of 273. Together, they were a fantastic command team, and Becky and I consider ourselves blessed to have had the opportunities to serve with them in America's most ready MAG. I think that sums it up very well. Lieutenant Colonel Stone, Jim, and Heather, welcome to MAG 31. You're going to find that command is very rewarding, but also very challenging. Make sure you take the time to enjoy the command, but more importantly, make sure you take the time to enjoy leading Marines and being around the Marines, because there's nothing better than being in the Marine Corps that is being around Marines. It is great to have you back here in Beaufort. Bill, the floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Kohmuench.
They're at ease because I'm intend to speak for longer than you think you'd like me to. The Sergeant Major, when we talk about how we're going to handle different cases, oftentimes we disagree, and sometimes he gets one, sometimes I get one, and up until right now, he was one ahead. Sergeant Major, we're even. General Langston, Colonel Lieblein, Colonel Martha, Colonel Semler, fellow commanders, sergeants major, friends and family of the Sweat Hogs. Thanks so much for coming. Sorry for the early start trying to beat the Beaufort heat. I want to start by acknowledging God, creator and architect of all things, for the grace that he's given me to put me here and keep me here for the past 2 years. I also want to acknowledge those that have traveled very varied long distances. We've got folks in from New Jersey, Erie, Pennsylvania, Long Beach, California, Fallbrook, California, and then Jim's entire whole crew. Some folks from the Quantico area, thank you very much for making the trek, especially in airports and much long delayed layovers and showing up at the house at 3 a.m. It's going to be worth it. Events like this don't get put together in a day, they don't get put together in a week, but there's a lot of hard work that goes behind this event. It doesn't turn out this well without some significant effort. From the Marines that are marching in front of you, to the Sweat Hogs that are behind the scenes, to the band who demonstrates routine excellence over and over again during this summer change of command palooza season. Would you put your hands together and help me show them how much we appreciate them. You know, you just witnessed me getting a Bronze Star Medal, and it's an individual award, but I got to tell you that it's a unit award. The only thing that I did to earn this award is to set an expectation. I have a saying in the Sweat Hogs that has become a guiding principle that the difference between good and great is 10%. And unless we're awesome, it's just not worth my time. And that became a guiding principle, and as corny as it sounds, the standard of the Sweat Hogs is awesomeness. And if you don't meet the standard, you weren't awesome, and you need to try again. And if you met the standard, you were awesome. So if you'll indulge me for just a short while, I want to tell you how awesome these Sweat Hogs are. We deployed to EMV in November of 2012. We killed it. We got 2 98% in the 2 aircraft recovery assessments, which is almost perfect. Definitely met the standard, but it would foreshadow our first weeks in Afghanistan. A week after we got there, 2 days before, we got there a week before TOA. And 2 days before TOA, I was woken up at 1 a.m. and an MB-22 Bravo Osprey had gone down in a brown out hard landing. It's in your program. It's the first picture on the front cover. It had come to rest at a 30 to 35 degree angle, hanging on a cliff, 8-foot cliff, over a farmer's field. I assigned Captain Orr as a mission commander, and 26 hours later, a contingent of 84 Sweat Hogs, 10 Sand Sharks left the gate to go rescue that Osprey. For 3 days, the Marines worked underneath the Osprey as it was suspended above a Mach 50 crane, similar to that one right there. We were operating the crane at a boom length at an angle that it wasn't supposed to be lifting a crane. It was busted hydraulic fluid, the fluid was leaking, but yet Marines worked underneath the airplane for days in order to level the ground, in order to level it so that when it finally got put down, the squadron CO flew in on a Huey, jumped in, and flew the plane out of the zone. I executed transfer of authority via BFT, which is a tactical email over the radio. I got it, you got it. And that's how I took command of AGS in Afghanistan. All told, the mission lasted 5 days over challenging terrain and IED-laden roadways. And that set the standard by which the Sweat Hogs would perform for the rest of our deployment. For the next 6 months, we provided first-class aviation ground support at 7 different locations. We executed 2 aircraft recoveries, 35 combat logistics patrols, over 25,500 incident-free miles. We constructed air site Shakbani. You don't put an air site over undulating terrain, but we did it. We chopped the tops off the fingers, leveled it out. We mined, distributed, compacted 20,000 cubic yards of gravel on site. We retrograded people and equipment in support of the drawdown. We deconstructed FOBs, Edinburgh, Delaron 2, Dwyer, Willette, Payne. We issued nearly 10 million gallons of fuel to 25,000 aircraft and 2,500 ground vehicles. We built the largest high-power run-up in existence that the Marine Corps has ever built. We constructed 26,000 square feet of office spaces to facilitate 2 flying squadrons, 2 fixed-wing squadrons to consolidate on Bastion from Kandahar. It included building the walls, putting in the electric to standard code, and putting in all the HVAC. Our comm section provided services beyond their doctrinal capabilities. They replaced 3 area distribution nodes, which is a whole bunch of fiber going in and out, and they laid 12 miles of fiber optic cable. We picked up 1.2 square feet of AM2 matting, and we washed 1.7 square feet of matting and retrograded it home. EOD, they deployed with us, but they were assigned to an adjacent unit. They participated in 13 named operations. They went on 68 combat patrols, rendered safe 35 IEDs, and destroyed 1,500 pounds of captured enemy ordnance and homemade explosives. In EOD alone, they had 1 Purple Heart, 3 Navy comms with combat distinguishing device, 5 combat action ribbons, 2 Navy commendation medals, and 1 Navy achievement medal. And the Sweat Hogs recovered from enemy attack twice. Once at Shikvani, where we took a 107 round in the berm of the fuel farm. It punctured the one of the 50-gallon bags, spilling fuel all over the place. We isolated, the Marines on deck isolated the bag, never once reducing the capability to the planes that were being refueled in the LZ. And on September 14th, during our backside TOA, as if it was a bookend to our deployment during the attack that took the lives of Lieutenant Colonel Ribel and Sergeant Atwell, you know that there was from the east up, and they hit BMA 211, but there was a second group of 15 insurgents that came across the Bowles LOX plant, the liquid oxygen plant, which was right across the street from the fuel farm, which housed 300,000 gallons of fuel, and it was adjacent to 1.6 million gallons of fuel. You want to talk about Marines running to the sound of the guns? ARF comes up to me, and we're right in the middle of a rip, so we've got 2 units on deck. I'm the commander, but I've got another commander that I'm not trying to manage him, I'm trying to work together, because we got both our Marines there, and they race off across the airfield. And all I could do was stand on a Texas barrier and watch the flames and listen to the rounds. They fought fire while under fire. Fuels defended the fuel farm and protected a whole slew of unarmed contractors who we were trying to turn over that capability to. Out of that action, Sweat Hogs earned 2 Navy achievements with combat action ribbon, combat distinguishing device, and 5 combat action ribbons. And we also demonstrated excellence at home. The RBE, which was because we were the first MWSS to go to a MAG, continued support to the MAG and to the station. We did a command post renovation, and we executed a challenging GCSS-MC cutover, all without the squadron being here. And as a result of these Sweat Hogs efforts, they've come away with 3 unit awards this year. The American Petroleum Institute Tactical Unit of the Year, Marine Corps Engineer Association MWSS Engineer Company of the Year, and the 2013 MCAA MWSS of the Year. Now, if you put your hands together and give it up for these awesome, awesome Sweat Hogs. Thank you, they so richly deserve it. But we could have not accomplished this all by ourselves. There's this synergistic relationship that is established here in Beaufort. We call it Team Beaufort, with our relationship with the folks over at Station. The sum of the parts is greater than the whole. And I want to recognize some great, great Americans. Colonel Murtha, thanks for moving mountains for us, being responsive, giving me an opportunity to be able to walk across the circle, come to you with problems, and eliminating them. And you're just a force to be reckoned with. And how you've built Team Beaufort I cannot thank you enough. And the conditions that you set for Sherry and I to be a part of Team Beaufort, thank you very much, sir. Folks at Marine Corps Family Team Building, Danielle Cox and Julia Quinn, these two ladies are awesome right back here. I tell you what, Sherry and I have never been closer, okay? This has forged us as a couple this 2 years, but I do not recommend that you add this to your marriage enrichment classes. Christina Swick, are you here? Christina Swick works at MCCS, and she saved my bacon more than once from unauthorized commitments. And she is a reason that we had 2 awesome balls here, and she's a playmaker. Mr. Scott Roberts, you're here. I saw you come up. He's the guy that did the redo of the CP. Thank you very much. It's awesome. You met the standards. Seth Mangasarian, eliminated housing issues at will. Chris Alexander, Donna Andrews, and Miss Beth from the Oak Club. They did more for the morale of the officers at MWSS 273 than any establishment here on base. I love you guys. And my fellow squadron commanders and their spouses, thanks for keeping Sherry and I sane. Thanks for giving us a circle time and being able to talk with you and talk things out. Our volunteers, Maria Chavez and Sherry Parker, you ladies are awesome. Thank you. And the USO and Marine Corps League, who have supported us, whether we asked for it or not, you guys are the greatest. So specifically, this XO right here, Commander of Troops, is the best XO in the mag, right here. Although he's been an XO longer than he'd like, that guy knows how to do it. I'm happy for him, but I'm not happy for you, Jim. And my company commanders, Doug Orr, Loaf Bolin, James Sumler, and Park Pages. These Marines, when you corner them, will tell you that I did not give them operational guidance, but I didn't need to. They succeeded, we succeeded despite me. And Sergeant Major Wonder, for the sage advice, wisdom, and I dare say friendship, thank you for these last 2 years. You've met the standard. I'm almost done. Billy and Andrew, your dad is coming home tonight. I don't have a BlackBerry. I'll be there for dinner. And I promise that I'll be there tomorrow morning when you wake up. Thanks for rolling with the punches. Sherry, babe, we made it. Thanks for letting me do this. And coming alongside and accepting a job with no pay. And for not making me pay every time I called and said I wasn't coming home for dinner. And thanks for serving with me. And thanks for letting me renegotiate the 20 and out deal. Yeah, we made a deal that she let me renege on. Baby, you exceeded the standard. Jim, Heather, Eloise, James, and Grant, welcome to Beaufort. Gosh, hang on. Get ready for the ride. It's the toughest 2 years you'll ever have, but I cannot tell you how, I have a hard time expressing how rewarding it is. I've already talked to the Sweat Hogs a number of times. They know exactly how I feel. I cried yesterday. It was awful. So I'm going to hand the mic over to Jim.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commanding officer of Marine Wing Support Squadron 273, Lieutenant Colonel Stone.
Thank you, General Langston, Colonel Lieblein, Colonel Murtha, Colonel Simler, commanding officers, sergeants, majors, officers, Marines, sailors, family and friends of MWSS 273. Thank you all for coming and making the trip here today to see Bill and the squadron. General Langston, sir, Bill and I had a unique connection with you over the last couple of years. We're definitely privileged to have you here today. I thank you and your wife both for coming today. Colonel Lieblein, Heather and I are blessed to be back in the Sweat Hog family, and we're very excited to be with the MAG 31 team. Looking forward to working with you and all the other squadrons as the months come upon us. Colonel Murtha, as Bill indicated, we contribute a lot to the air station. Looking forward to continue that support as we go on. Just like to take a few moments to recognize some of the folks that have come here today on my behalf. My family, mom, dad, my aunt, my brother Mark, Heather's parents, Roger, Paula, Cheryl, the rest of the gang. Thank you all for making the trek today. Bill, awesome job. You have truly left big shoes to fill, but that's just the continuing excellence that MWSS 273 has done in the recent past and going all the way back since the squadron was formed. May you, Sherry, and the rest of your family have the best of luck as you travel on to the Naval Academy. Heather, Eloise, James, and Grant, I did not get here today by myself. I could not have got here today without the love and support that I take for granted so many times. I love you all. Looking forward to being back in Beaufort with you as we embark on this journey with MWSS 273 together. To the band, in step, on key, and much appreciated. Thank you very much. To the Marines and sailors of MWSS 273, I'm just about to the end of my comments. Thank you for standing out there. Thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for all of your accomplishments over the last year, going all the way back many, many years, the legacy that you continue to build upon and setting that standard higher and higher. It's much appreciated. My family and I are blessed to be back with the Sweat Hog team. We're looking forward to working with and for you over the upcoming months. Thank you.